Coming up on this edition of Flashtalk, brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling. Head men's basketball coach Rob Senderoff stops by to give us an update on his team and preview the upcoming schedule. Danny Mitcheff drops in to talk our wrestling quad on Friday and his recent promotion. Frank Porter will talk about our sensory inclusion efforts inside the Mac Center. And we wrap the show with women's basketball coach Todd Starkey giving us an update on his team and taking a look at his upcoming December schedule. And welcome into Flash Talk. As always, we're brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling. Dan Griffin alongside head men's basketball coach Rob Senderoff. Coach, thanks for taking a few moments to join us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dan.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about the week ahead. Obviously, first true road test here this week. I think this is obviously a good test for you guys because it kind of mimics the type of environment you're going to see in the Mid-American Conference and heading up to Brookings.
Yeah, we have 4 games during the month of December, so this is one of them here. First road game, like you mentioned, team that's picked to win their league. Then we come back with Cleveland State Saturday at home. That's our one lone home game during the month of December. And finals week, play on the road right before Christmas, play on the road right after Christmas, and that leads us into MAC play. So we have a lot to learn over these 4 games, and a lot of room for improvement, but excited to see what we have in store for us this month.
Well, as you kind of look at the first month of the season, what's kind of your overall initial snapshot of the team in Team 108?
Yeah, we certainly have shown some flashes of having the ability to be a good team. Played some really tough teams to start the year, 3 games down in the Virgin Islands. We've lost some really tough sort of heartbreaking type games where, we've had the lead late in games, lost a fluke game to James Madison, but just learning how to win these close games. We have to continue to get better as a team. At some point, we have to show that we can win on the road, so we have 3 opportunities this month to do that. We have to show that we can win close games, so hopefully, again, over the course of this month, we'll have opportunities to do that as well. And just try to improve as a group, get a better understanding of what we need to do to win and what each individual can bring to the process of winning. So this month is a big month for us as we try to get ourselves ready for MAC play in January.
Well, obviously 2 big mid-major tests here this week, and obviously a kind of a budding rivalry, I think that's fair to say, with Cleveland State here as you take on a regional foe. And just talk a little bit about what it's going to take to defeat both the Jackrabbits and the Vikings and kind of the unique challenges each team possesses.
Yeah, they're both, good teams, well-coached teams, and one on the road, one at home. And again, for us, I think hopefully, and I expect that these games are going to be in the balance either which way in the last 4 minutes of the game. And, our ability to execute late, both offensively and defensively, I think it's just really important for us to get in those situations again. And the more we get in them, and if we can, come out of it the right way, having gotten a big stop, getting a big rebound, executing late in the game and making an extra pass, assist, or whatever it may be, I think that'll help our team's confidence as we head into January and into league play. So both teams, all 4 teams that we play this month are really good opponents, good for us in terms of learning, good for us in terms of preparation for conference play. And, we're going to have to execute on both ends of the floor to be successful.
Well, Coach, I know that Saturday is also going to be the Coaches versus Cancer game. We've got a partnership coming up with Hope Lodge, and I know that's something that you've really pushed for, and you and the team have been up there as well. Just talk a little bit about the Coaches versus Cancer and using your platform to do some good this holiday season.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. Cancer is something that's impacted just about everyone's life in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a family member or a loved one that's been impacted by cancer. So Saturday night, we're having our Coaches versus Cancer, American Cancer Society game. And then the following week, we're going to bring up some of the goods that hopefully we collect here over the course of this week. We're going to bring it up to the Hope Lodge, which is connected with Cleveland Clinic up in Cleveland, and looking forward to our players being able to get that experience.
Well, Coach, thank you very much for doing some good work here this holiday season. Let's keep the good work going on the court as we take on these 4 next opponents.
Sounds good, Dan. Thanks.
Welcome back to Flash Talk. We're brought to you by Brian Heating and Cooling. Dan Griffin alongside newly promoted associate head coach for Kent State Wrestling, Danny Mitcheff. And first of all, Coach, congratulations on a well-deserved promotion.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So talk to us a little bit about the team this year. Youth movement, I believe there hasn't been a match wrestled by somebody in the lineup that is older than a sophomore here so far. But you guys are competing hard, and a lot of good results here so far from the squad.
Yeah, we have some good individual results. I think, this year we're really focused on staying positive, just because, with a young team, you're going to experience some adversity. So a lot of it is just, staying positive and knowing that, what happens in the past doesn't have to determine your future. So, and a lot of development, little areas where, sometimes you see freshmen struggling in, whether it's the bottom position or, hand fighting or just kind of finishing shots. Sometimes that can be a struggle with the youth. So, yeah, we're just our development is really important. Working individually with guys, making sure that they're, improving, and we're watching film, making sure that they're making the adjustments, for the next competition coming around, and like I said, just staying positive, letting them know that, they're working hard and they're doing the right things, and it's going to pay off.
Well, the next opportunity will be Friday with a quad meet coming right here into the Maxer, which we'll talk about in a second. But you mentioned a little bit of developing the younger team. What is, in your mind, the biggest adjustment or the biggest, let's say, shock for somebody jumping from dominating as a senior in high school to now a Division I freshman wrestler?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is once you get to Division I, every opponent is tough. So there's a little bit of the physicality, I guess, and that comes with time and maturing and getting older. But just focusing on certain small positions in wrestling and making sure that they're effective there. But the physicality, I think, some of the high school wrestlers, they have a winning record, and it's 30, maybe they have 30 wins and 4 losses, and
sure.
And so I think that, again, just staying positive and letting them know that every match is going to be a battle, and you might not have the success that you had as a senior in high school, and just being okay, not okay with losing, but just being okay. Hey, this is it's not going to be forever, and we're going to make those adjustments to improve.
And I think there's also a kind of a wily veteran craftiness when it comes to some of these matches, to where you may have out-wrestled the guy, but he knows a way to kind of, and not game the system, but steal a point here or there, and then all of a sudden you're like, man, I dominated, I lost 5-4, and you go back and you look and just go, oh yeah, that was a savvy move there. I gotta watch out for something like that next time.
They're just mistakes, or lessons that you experience, and it just comes with experience. So, and I think being able to go back and reflect is really important for the young group, and going over your matches and seeing, what can I have done differently in this situation, and with coaches is I think is really important. So that's what we're trying to do, and that's what we got to do to improve.
Well, you guys got, like we said, we have an opportunity to improve this Friday, 1 o'clock. You got the Kent State Quad coming into town. We got Virginia Military. We've got Mount Union, so a little local flair. And Gannon making the short trip over from Western PA. Just talk a little bit about the excitement and what fans can expect from what should be an exciting afternoon full of wrestling. Yeah,
you expect our guys to come out and wrestle hard. I think you're always going to see that. We're also going to have some fun things for the fans. I know we're doing an ornament giveaway with a Kent State sweater, and it's an ornament. So some fans are going to be able to receive those. At the same time, we're doing an ugly sweater contest. So come ready to have an ugly sweater.
I'll be decked out. I hope you guys are as well. There's also going to be, since it's lunchtime, there'll be some concession specials and faculty and staff
Faculty and
day.
staff.
Hey, it's a Friday afternoon. Skip out of the office and come cheer on the Golden
Yeah, bring your
Flashes.
appetite. Come ready to watch some matches.
So, Danny, thank you very, very much for a few moments of your time. Excited to see the growth of this team. You can already see some strides being made, especially with a couple of standout guys already this year that are really starting to mount the wins in bunches.
Yep, for sure. Thank you.
Welcome back to Flash Talk. As always, we're brought to you by Brian Hing and Cooling Dan Griffin. Join alongside Frank Porter Jr. You do a little bit of everything here for us. Professional impact, diversity, inclusion, belonging. What is your exact title here within as the Swiss Army knife of our athletic department?
Great question, Dan. So my formal title is the Director for Athletics, Diversity, Outreach, and Professional Impact. So obviously that encompasses DEIB, but also name, image, and likeness, so NIL. So I do a little bit of everything. All of that is student-athlete focused and student-athlete centered, but also have some staff involved in it as well. So really, I'm a jack of all trades, Swiss Army knife, but I'm not cutting anybody. I'm out here to help people at the end of the day.
Well, one of the big projects you've been working on as we transition into a MAC Center-centric season, if you will, is all of the impact that we have to make it an inclusive atmosphere for not only our student athletes, but our fans and community as well. And I wanted you to kind of just talk about your professional relationship with Culture City. We'll kind of break that down as we go along, but all the things that you've worked for to enhance the experience here at the MAC Center.
Awesome, great question. Thanks for asking that. For me, it was day one. It was really kind of having the conversation with Randall, seeing the vision that he had laid out, and more so just, hey, taking the baton and running with it. Obviously, I'm only one individual, so I can't take all the credit. I'm obviously working with a great team of people here in our area. But the biggest thing was really just kind of just highlighting things that supportive people. At the end of the day, we talked about it earlier off camera about providing support necessary for individuals to be successful in their own right, in their own space, whether you're a student athlete or staff. At the end of the day, we come from all different backgrounds, different experiences. So it's really just taking the time to listen and learn at the end of the day, because we all have something that is of value, and obviously it enhances the department as a whole. So what does that look like? So it's actually partnering across campus with our DEI area. More so now it's called People, Culture, and Belonging area, different workshops and trainings as well. Our Women's Center, Cass does amazing work over there. Obviously, on campus, we have the E. Timothy Moore Student Multicultural Center. A lot of long titles here at the end of the day, but like I said before, it all takes a village to be successful in this space.
Yeah, and all of them are going to be showcased in some way, shape, or form at basketball games and at other events in the MAC Center. But I did want to kind of mention one of the things that you have been working with, and this is our Sensory Inclusion Bag with our partnership with Culture City. I know that you've been championing and spearheading the Culture City training for all the staff, and just kind of walk us through what fans can expect if, let's say, the environment gets a little bit too much for them.
Great question. So first, just pause real quick. I'm very excited about our partnership. We just renewed that contract with them because it's been great. It's been great since day one. So what that entails is obviously all of our staff, more so our community-facing staff gets trained on sensory inclusive training. So understanding if someone comes up to you or you hear someone maybe screaming and yelling because it's too loud in the arena for them, instead of having a response where it's like, well, I don't know what's going on, we understand like, okay, there might be something else here. And what we do is we provide them a comfort and a place of support. And obviously that baggage holding right in front of you, that bag right there, Culture City bag, has all the different types of tools, fidget tools, and gadgets in there to help them to be more at ease and come to space. There's also one great tool I want to make sure I mention is Culture City. They provide a space where they can actually look online and actually see beforehand, before you even come to the MAC Center, they can see like, okay, this is where the actually central bags will be. This is where who will be greeting you. This is a quiet, a safe space in there as well. So they do a lot of great things. I'm glad to be partnering with Culture City.
Yeah, for all those that are interested, you can go to our ticket office. All it takes is an ID. You'll get one of these Culture City bags. It's got headsets, got a fidget toy in here. And basically, like you said, anything that will allow them to enjoy the game if the atmosphere gets too much. And if this doesn't do its job, which it will, But let's say a break glass in case of emergency, we even have a quiet space where fans can go. They're not going to miss any of the action of the game. We've got a closed circuit TV in there for them, a place for them just to shut down, retool, recenter themselves.
Definitely, because a lot of times it's we as individuals, if we're not a part of that community, we don't think about those things. But the fact that we're very proactive in that space, we want to make sure like inclusivity is not just something we talk about. We actually live it each and every day. And the fact that they can come here to the Mac Center, enjoy the game, get some great food, obviously get some great entertainment, but still have a space where they can feel comfortable. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
For more information on that, check it out at kentstatesports.com. Frank, thanks for taking a few moments of the time and enlightening us on all that you do here.
My pleasure. I appreciate it, Dan.
Let's take a look at what's going on around Kent State athletics, brought to you by KSUTix.com. This Friday, our wrestling team opens their home schedule with a quad meet starting at 1 p.m. It'll be an ornament giveaway, an ugly sweater contest, plus faculty and staff appreciation day. On Saturday, our men's basketball team takes on local rival Cleveland State at 2 p.m. It'll be a slipper giveaway for our students and the Coaches versus Cancer game. We wrap the weekend with our gymnastics annual blue and gold scrimmage. That starts at 1, and be sure to get your tickets for Tuesday, December 19th, as our women's basketball team welcomes in Lake Erie for our annual school day. Be sure to check out the new and improved KSUTix.com for updates on season tickets, mini plans, and holiday specials. Find us on your favorite social media platform at Kent State Athletics. For a look behind the scenes, press conferences, highlights, and more, follow us on YouTube at GFTV. Welcome back to Flashtalk inside our GFTV studios. We are always brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling. Dan Griffin alongside head women's basketball coach Todd Starkey and coach, well, at least the tough part of the travel season is over for you guys. A quick up and back, if there is such a thing, to Tallahassee over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we've just been traveling south every weekend for the most part to Louisiana and now Florida for the second time. But a quick trip down to Tallahassee to play Florida State, a very good team, and didn't play our best coming down the home stretch, but I thought we did a good job of competing early for sure.
Let's talk about the two games since we've last talked. I think you guys really took it to a solid Coppin State team, and especially on the low post. They seem to want to run everything inside out, and pretty much from the jump you took that away from them.
Yeah, tried to establish the post game on both sides, defensively and offensively. I thought, obviously, we got off to a little bit of a slow start. It was our first home game, which is crazy to think we've only had one home game so far this year. So we're looking forward to that happening more frequently. But thought after the first quarter, got some of the early jitters out. I thought the rest of the game we really played well and threw the paint for sure.
And then you carried that over to Florida State. I thought against a solid rebounding team, and again, a team that has got some great post presence. I mean, you guys were attacking the glass for all four quarters, and again, the shooting will come around, but the effort certainly in attacking the glass and limiting their opportunities and trying to give yourself more chances to score was certainly there.
Yeah, obviously frustrating for us when a lot of the intangibles of the game are going well for us, but we just are struggling to put the ball in the basket, and it was not just the 3-point line this time; it was around the basket. Credit to Florida State; defensively they affected a lot of shots, but you miss some of those shots, it starts to get in your head, and we out rebounded that team, and I thought defensively played solid until the end. Down the stretch, I thought we got a little bit weary. Missing shots really affected us on the defensive end down the stretch, and we got to get that fixed. But I still have a lot of confidence in this team. When our shots start falling, I think there isn't anybody left on our schedule that we can't beat.
Well, the next opportunity there is Duquesne, and we'll talk about a quick trip to the Steel City in a second. But let's talk a little bit about some of the newcomers, especially in the post. You got Janae Tyler, Michaela Morris, a true freshman and a grad student, but they do it a little bit in different ways, but they have been welcomed additions. And you had always kind of mentioned that you thought this team was going to bring an extra level of grit and toughness, and they certainly have done that.
Yeah, no question. I think that's something that we tried to address in recruiting. We wanted to make sure that we were getting better in the low post area. Seemed to be something that we lacked. And we addressed that very well with both of those players. It's nice for Janae, a very talented freshman, to come in and be able to learn from Michaela, who's kind of been down that road before and has a lot of experience. So, withholding the last game, I think a lot of the stuff that we've really been able to do in the post has been really good, and that's kind of where we've been at our best so far. I think once our guard play comes around as far as making shots, the combination of that inside-out play is going to be really potent for us.
And Michaela, one of the best passing post players I've seen in some time.
Yeah, she's a savvy player, understands, and she's seen double teams before, so she gets that. She has some understanding of where double teams may come from. She really passes the ball well, skips the ball opposite to shooters and to cutters, and it's a nice thing to have. And once again, it's something that Janae is watching and learning every day is some of those nuances of the game for sure.
And then really quickly, the next time we'll see you guys at home is for our school day. Just talk a little bit about that experience and being able to welcome in a number of screaming children and hopefully give away some free earplugs.
Yeah, we love that game every year. Our players love the excitement, the energy in the building, the opportunity for teachers to get kind of a day off and bring their students into the Mac Center and watch our players play. We feel like we have a roster full of great role models for these young people to see and watch them play. So it's exciting for us and exciting for them, and something we look forward to every year.
Well, best of luck this weekend against the Dukes, and we'll look forward to a deafening Mac Center on the, I believe it's the 18th.
The 19th. The 19th, yeah, against Lake Erie on the 19th. Look forward to that, and exciting games ahead. So appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. That's going to do it for this edition of Flash Talk, brought to you by Brian Heating and Cooling. We're off for the rest of 2023. So for all of us here inside the GFTV studios, this is Dan Griffin saying happy holidays, happy New Year, and go Flashes.